ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. وقال الله تعالى: أولم يرى الذين كفروا أن السماوات والأرض كانتا رتقا ففتقناهما وجعلنا من الماء كل شيء حي أفلا يعقلون. Tonight we were reading the Surah Anbiya, and Surah Anbiya is meaning the prophets, which is the plural of Nabi. Nabi is the one who get the news, and Anbiya is the plural of the Nabi. So anyone who gets the news from Allah through revelation, that's entitled to be a Nabi. So if someone else say that he gets some news from Allah, then he is a liar, because the last Nabi, the last prophet is Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And it's a beautiful surah. It has many stories of the prophets, and it has some facts about the creation, scientific facts. One of the words, which is verse number 30, this surah is surah number 21. And the verse number 30 is mentioned about some fact of the creation, which says that أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. So one fact is mentioned about the creation of heaven and the earth, which is considered as the topic of the physics. And the other one is, I'll repeat again, there was a mistake in reading earlier. أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Did not the disbelievers seen that the heavens and the earth were joined together as one mass, and we split them asunder? And from the water we bring out all the life. أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Will they not believe? So Allah is giving the two great facts of the creation. The fact of the creation of the universe, and the creation of all living beings, including the human beings. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning that did not the disbelievers seen that the heavens and the earth were joined together as one mass, then we split them asunder. The old philosophers, like old times philosophers, the thousands of years ago, they have a belief the universe has no beginning. And even the primitive science was also believing the same like this, that the universe has no beginning. And it's not possible, because the universe is a creation, and the creation should have a beginning. Until the time it was proven scientifically by the theory which called the Big Bang theory, that there was a big explosion. When there was one big mass, there is no sky, there was no universe, there is no planets and stars and sun and moon, no earth. But there was a big mass joined together, and there was explosion, and that explosion was the starting of the creation. And they prove it scientifically. Like there is a scientist called Edwin Hubble. Don't move this. There was a scientist called Edwin Hubble. He make the video of the universe, and he can make a video for a long period of time, and he see the movement in the universe. And Allah said in the Quran that we created the sky, the universe, with the might, and we are وَإِنَّا لَمُوسِعُونَ, and we are expanding it. So when the Edwin Hubble, he get the telescope, he made the telescope, innovated, and he make the video, and then he make that video, then he make the what you call the rewind. Not just the video he rewind in the same way that how the universe was expanding, the same way it's contracting, same way it's shrinking. And then he showed that if you go with the same speed of the expansion, if you go reverse with the same speed of expansion, you go the reverse, you will go to the single point, a mass joined together. So we can see the universe, it's also spherical, and it's expanding all sides. And being the things spherical like the sky, the sun, the moon, the earth, the sky, the planets, stars, why they are all spherical? Because they are bowing down. All their shape, they are bowing down to Allah. That's what Allah said, that everybody is in sajda. All the creation in sajda. You see the animals, they are also bowing down. Human beings, they bow down with their own choice. But those human beings who are not bowing down, they are also bowing down, because when the earth bow down, they bow down too. Because earth is keep on bowing down. The movement of the earth is, rotation of the earth is making earth always bow down to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Same with the sun and the moon. Now the Big Bang Theory was something like 100 years ago, less than 100 years ago. And if we say then that what you discovered through the Big Bang Theory, it is already mentioned in the Quran accurately. And it is shocking that what we get that thousands of years we were not able to get this scientific knowledge. We just get it, and Quran has mentioned it. And why it's mentioned it? Because this Quran is the book from the Creator, and who knows the creation better than the Creator? Who knows the creation? So who knows the creation better than the Creator? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because Allah is the one who created, so He knows. That's why Allah said, did not the disbelievers seen that the heavens and the earth were joined together, then we split them asunder. And that's what the Big Bang Theory is saying, that they show it with the video, the artificial video, and they show it how the universe is expanding, then they rewind it, and how it's shrinking until to the point zero, until there was a mass. And then this mass was exploded. And not just mass, before the mass it was zero, it was nothing. And this proven that the universe was nothing, and it is created by Allah, scientifically. So, it's a Big Bang Theory who there's those many scientists who make this theory and they prove it. And if they know that it is already mentioned in the Quran, before they research and found it, then it will be shocking for them. What is the use of our benefits? We can just read in the Quran. The same theory is mentioned. أَوَلَمْ يَرَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا أَنَّ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضَ كَانَتَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Did not the disbelievers seen that the heavens and earth were joined together? Joined together as a one mass. And then explosion. فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا. فَتَقْنَاهُمَا is similar like explodes. A thing is going to be in a power. Because you cannot, if something is joined, you cannot split them without the power. And that power is the explosion, assumed by the scientists. But the Quran word said is more perfect. فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا رَتْقًا فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا. They were joined together, sewed. They're like sewing. They're joined together, and then فَفَتَقْنَاهُمَا, and they were split asunder. So this kind of a split is always with explosion. Like example, Allah said that when you put the seed in the earth, this seed is going to explode. So the seed of the universe was the one seed, one mass, and that seed is going to be exploded to start this universe. The sky, the earth, the planet, the star, the sun, and the moon, and the galaxies. How big is the universe? If only the universe we need to count, we need the billions of years. How many galaxies? Estimated. The scientists said in the universe there are 300 billion galaxies. Galaxy is a part of the universe. So universe is divided into 300 billion galaxies. And how big is the galaxies? How big is the galaxies? Every galaxy consists of 300 billion stars. Not 300,000, sorry. Every galaxy has a 300 billion stars. So what does it mean to say? That this universe which we can see, it has 300 billion galaxies, and every galaxy has a 300 billion stars. How big is star? There are stars which are millions of times bigger than Earth. There are stars which are millions of times bigger than Earth. So how to count it? Only to count one galaxy, you need to count 300 billion stars, giant stars. And there's one galaxy. Even all of the human beings, we are 8 billion people, if only to count the stars in each galaxy, 300 billion galaxy, we need the billions of years only, just to count the stars. That's how big universe. Allah made it from the zero. And that is the Big Bang theory is saying that it was zero. Allah just created mass, and then Allah, that mass was joined together, then Allah split them asunder. Should be with explosion. So what was the proven by the Big Bang theory? It is accurately mentioned in the Quran, Surah Al-Anbiya, Surah number 21, verse number 30. Not just this, and that is the greatest theory in physics. There is no greater theory in physics than the Big Bang theory. In the same verse, there is another theory mentioned. وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ أَفَلَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. And from the water, we bring out the life. Will they not still believe? That when they see the knowledge of the creation, the knowledge of the universe, it's accurately mentioned in this book, when there was no knowledge 1450 years ago. So how this book can mention this kind of accurate theory, accurate information about the creation of universe and the creation of a human life and all kind of life. That Allah said, وَجَعَلْنَا مِنَ الْمَاءِ كُلَّ شَيْءٍ حَيٍّ. And from the water, we bring out all the life. And then the greatest scientific knowledge in the biology is the origin of life is from water. This is the research of the biologist that the water is the origin of life. Without water, there is no life. They were research about the planets, and the planets are showing no possibility of the life. Why? Because there is no water. If no water, no life. Life cannot be originated without water. All the life coming out from the water. Now the scientific theory about the water, as long as it's said about the water, no problem. But later the biology is misguided. And now they are being guided again according to Quran. Because before there was a false theory given in the biology about Charles Darwin from Australia. He was give a false theory that the man originated from monkey. And there are people who are proud to be called sons and daughters of monkeys. But we as a human being, we are proud to call sons, children of Adam. Not the children of monkeys, but we are children of Adam. And Allah honored us. وَلَقَدْ كَرَّمْنَا بَنِي Adam. And surely we give the honor to the children of Adam. Now, the Darwin theory was nothing but forgery. They have no evidence. They say that the amoeba was become this, and then it becomes this, and become reptile, and then become mammals, and become monkey, then monkey become human. If monkey become human, then why there is no human coming out from the jungle? Why today is no more human beings coming out from the jungle? Why is it stop the process? It's a lie. Even if the monkey has to become human, you still need the God and the creator. The God, the creator. And that creator will be doing the process of evolution. So he is considered as evolver. When there is a creation, there is a creator. When there is making, there is a maker. And when there is evolution, there should be evolver. And in fact, Allah is evolver. He brings out the death from the life, and He brings the life from the death. He brings out from the seed a tree, evolve. He brings out from the sperm a human being, evolve. Sperm become a human. Egg cell become human. So Allah is also, one of His attributes of Allah can be evolver. Did He make a evolution? Like example, the baby is baby. And Allah make an evolution for the baby to become a man. Who make this evolution? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. In fact, the Rabb, the one of the attribute of Rabb, it contains the attribute of evolution, that he is evolving. Like evolving, what is evolving? Like we have a word in our language, revolution. Revolution. Revolution, something was evolved and then it decayed and now we revolution. Like the country, you bring the revolution. Before it was okay, then it becomes not okay. Name making re-evolution. You bring it high again. You bring it to the perfection again. So every child when is born from the sperm, from the egg cell, and then keep on evolving from one thing to one thing, it becomes look like cloth, then it becomes look like a chewed lump, and it become the bones comes out, and then the flesh will be clothed on the bones. The baby is evolving, and there is an evolver who doing this all, and that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So evolver is one of the attribute of Allah. But the false evolution to the name of Allah, it is disbelief, it is a blasphemy. That Allah make human from the monkey, it's a lie. And they can never prove it. And the transitory period that the one species become another species was never proven by the fossils. Even the fossils found out, like the dragonfly, 500 million dragonfly, and today's dragonfly is same. Millions of years old monkey and today's monkey are same. There is no transitory transition period. Nothing proven. All the creation are us is same. They never changed. So it's lie. Only the pictures they make that the monkey become human. Only the pictures, false pictures and false evidence. False evidence. Like example, in United Kingdom, in London, in the museum, they put a peeled down man, the skull of the peeled down man. They call it peeled down man, and they say this man the skull is look like human and the jaw is look like a monkey. But when there was a research about that skull with the hydrocarbon, they found out the jaw is not a human jaw, it's a monkey jaw. They got it from the orgaton. They cut, they sculpture it, they cut it, and they make the adhesive to stick with the human skull. Subhanallah, forgery. They got the human skull, they cut the jaw, and they got the monkey jaw, and they put with adhesive, and they put in the museum in London for 50 years, fooling people. That is evidence about evolution. All the fossils, millions of fossils were found by the researchers, scientists, but they never see any change. How many 100 million old fossil for the animal is same as today. So there is no changes in the transitory periods. The transitory period was never proven. So it was just like, that's why people are now stopped believing in evolution theory of Darwin. Even Darwin himself was never believed that. He just said this for some reason. So this is one thing we learned very important today. Another thing was end of the Suratul Hajj. That was also the end of our Tarawih reading. And he said, Ya yunnasu duriba masalun fastami'u lah. O mankind, we give you an example. So listen to it very carefully. So Allah is giving an example. Inna alladhina tad'una min dunillahi lan yukhlaqu zubaban walau ijtami'u lah. And surely those who are calling other than Allah, they cannot make a fly. They cannot make a fly. Those people who are not calling Allah and they're calling idols or human or other people, Allah said, they cannot make a fly. Not just only them, even all the universe, all the people on the earth, 8 billion people, they cannot make one fly. How weak the human beings are. One fly cannot make it. And if the fly get from them something, they cannot get it back. What the fly can get from you? The fly sit on you, they can bring one DNA from you. And they can do some examination and they can make some research with that DNA. For example, Allah is challenging to the mankind, you cannot make one fly. Fly in Tagalog is langaw. Lahat ng tao sa mundo hindi pwede gagawin ng isang langaw. That's what Allah challenged it. Imagine this. When we want to catch the fly, we cannot catch it because it's very sharp. Why? Because there are 6,000 lenses in each eye of the fly. A small fly, and every eye there is a 6,000 lenses. Our eye has only one lens, but the eye of the fly, it contains 6,000 lenses in every eye. Very sharp the eye. Our eye can see one at a time, and with a particular speed, 20/20. We cannot magnify our eye. We have to see actual only, unless we use the binocular. But the eagle is flying in the sky, and if eagle is 5,000 meters away from the victim, like they want to hunt a bird or animal or a fish, and the eagle on the 5,000 meters or 5 kilometers away, they can magnify it, and then the victim will be look like only 5 meters. 1,000 times magnification. The eye of the eagle can magnify the target for 1,000 times. So 5 kilometers will be look like a 5 meters. 5 meters only. Like I'm sitting and this I can see like this. That's why when the eagle comes from the sky, they already see very clearly and they can take their target. Everything is a great creation of Allah. Great creation of Allah. So fly is, all the human beings, they cannot make one fly. One fly. And then if fly take away, they cannot get it back. So Allah said those who calling other than Allah, those who worshipping other than Allah, they cannot make a fly. Why are you calling them to help you? They cannot make fly. All of them. And if the fly take away from something, they cannot bring it back. Therefore, ta'libu al-matlub. Those who are praying to these false gods, and those false gods, they are all very, very weak. So inshallah, it's already good time now. I can take some questions, and we are done for tonight. We talk some miracles of the Quran tonight, and it's very good for us to learn. Ameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Yes, go ahead.
Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum salam.
You said about Charles Darwin. When he traveled to the Galapagos Island in the Pacific, he noticed that finches are different beaks. Each different beaks have a different function, different food. Based on their survival. It's like they say he's a survival to the fittest. What is your reaction on different finches on the island?
Different beaks is made by Allah. Because Allah said in the Quran that He made the different creation. Even He said, even in the mountains, He said there are different colors of the mountains. He did not make one color. I was giving a lecture a few weeks ago, and I said that we are 8 billion people, 8 billion people. And all the 8 billion people have a different voice, different face. There is some little difference. Even the twins has a little difference. Different eye lens, biometric. That's why we have a biometric. Different fingerprints. Even all the 8 billion people, they have a different smell, not similar smell. So how even the human being, Allah make difference. So what is the problem with different beaks of that birds? Nothing wrong with this. So that's my answer.
Okay. What do you comment about they found a T-Rex boat and it's still a blood, and the scientists to discover it was shocked, and he found it sounds similar to the chicken blood. But it's a T-Rex. He interpreted it as like 10,000 years. But now I saw some documentaries said million years that the T-Rex bone with the blood itself included.
Which bones?
The bone of the T-Rex. They see it. It's a real blood of a T-Rex, but it has similarities to the chicken blood.
I don't know what is T-Rex.
T-Rex. It's a dinosaur.
Okay.
And they discover it. They notice there's a blood spewing in from the not from the bone. It's they interpret it 10,000 years, but some others a million years.
Okay, so what is your question here?
Ah.
What's your question here?
They said that it's the T-Rex is related to the chicken blood based on the DNA test.
Maybe there's another forgery might be. They get the bone and they just put the chicken blood and they said it is 10 million years old. So there are lots of forgeries in the science also. There are lots of mispresentation, lies. Like one of the greatest lie. What is one of the greatest lie in the modern history, in the scientific knowledge? And that is 1969, which is 52 years ago or 53 years ago, the American astronauts, they went to the moon. Moon, how they go to moon? If they can go to the moon 53 years ago, why they cannot go back? The time the technology was very, very primitive. Today is a very high technology. The NASA and then Tesla, very great very great technology. Like the example, today this is the iPhone, very high tech. What is the first phone was? Did you see the first phone? I saw the first phone, it was very, very ugly. It was more than 2 kilos. And it was big like the arm. It's like arm size, very big phone. You carry it, it's very heavy. More than 2 kilo phone. And it's not easy to communicate. But today, we have a very sophisticated phone because the science always grows. If they were able to go to the moon 53 years ago, there should be the regular flights today to the moon. But why they cannot go back? Because it's a lie. It's a forgery. 100%. Why? Even you see the video, which was like a Hollywood video, filmed somewhere in the earth, it has the flag is flying. So when the flag is flying, it's impossible on the moon because moon has no air. There's no wind on the moon, so impossible for the flag to fly. And there are many other evidence to prove that was not a true happening about the moon landing. But for me, it was a part of the Cold War when Russia tried to show superiority, America wanted to show more superiority. So when Russia went to the space ahead of America, then America should do something great to prove the superiority that they went to the moon. Even today, there are lots of lies coming out from USA. Like they say that Saddam Hussein has the weapons of mass destruction, but later it comes out to be false and not true. So there are lots of false things. So maybe this blood about 10,000 years old, thick bone, and then there is a blood like a chicken. It just might be another forgery. And I don't think so we need to waste time on this. Any other question? Alaikum salam.
When the person perform salah and he died, is he considered as shaheed?
Yes, definitely. He should be definitely a shaheed because he's dying in the during salah. Yeah.
Assalamualaikum, Sheikh.
Alaikum salam.
Check, maybe my question is out of topic. Okay lang po ba?
Yeah, sure.
Kasi meron akong isang narinig check sa isang ano rin. I don't know kung alin to, like, ano siya, regarding sa lifespan ng ano, kapag yung isang bata raw namatay 10 pababa is already paradise. Is that true, Sheikh?
All the children, as long as they don't have the mind to judge between right and wrong, they are considered as innocent, no sin. But when the child knows he's already adult and is getting big, and he knows what is right and wrong, and he chooses between right and wrong, he chooses the wrong, then he's deserve to be punished. As long as they have no mind, that's what we call childish. They don't know what is good for them, what is not good. That's why they need parental guidance. So children has no mind to judge between right and wrong. They are like a blank page, you write down anything on them. So example, when the child was baptized and they started to let him to worship idols. But when the child has a mind, now he can judge. He can think for himself, what is I should do. So as long as children have no ability to choose between right and wrong, they are innocent. But once they have ability to choose between right and wrong, then they are deserved to be punished or to deserve to be rewarded according to their choice. Okay.
Yes, Sheikh, follow-up question natin. Sheikh, regarding sa sa 7 years old, narinig ko rin na pwedeng i-obligay yung children o anak na ipagsalahin. Yung pag sa kanya, pag ayaw magsala, okay lang ba yun, Sheikh?
Okay. It is not the hadith is like this. The hadith is like this, that you should command the children to pray when they are 7 years old. Before 7 they can pray. But the command must be on the 7 year. You must pray now. So it's a training. It's like a military training. We are training the children that now you are 7, you must pray. You keep on command. But when he reaches to the 10 years old, you can start to give punishment if not praying. And that punishment is not violent punishment. It's just a little correction. Because if the child will be habit to pray early as 7, then all the life he will pray. Because he's become very much power, immunized, tolerated that habit of praying. So that is the psychology here, to start children young age to fast and to pray at young age, and to teach them also to give charity in young age, and teach them to be kind and generous and good attitude and good behavior. So this is for us as a parents to force the young children to pray at early age, so they will become habitual to pray all their life, inshallah. But it doesn't mean that he is already obligatory. It's just training, even though it is not yet obligatory, but training. Like example, the women who are adult, reach puberty, or in Tagalog dalaga, their obligation for hijab. But if we teach our daughters young age, kahit hindi pa ng dalaga or not yet puberty, we can teach them young age, even though they are children, they are still child, we teach them to hijab. So when they grow big, they know how to do hijab. So it's a habit again. So some things can do ahead of time for teaching, for training purpose. But it doesn't mean that it is obligation. The children who are not yet to the reaching to the puberty, they are not obligatory to pray, but for training, we should start training them at 7 years old. Okay, may Allah knows best.
Inshallah, Sheikh. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, Sheikh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Sheikh, ano po ang pananaw niyo tungkol sa reading Quran, yung contest, yung may regalo kapag mananalo?
Okay, that is shirk. The Quran competition, na kung may basa ka na Quran, tapos number 1, number 2, number 3, that is 100% shirk. Why? Because you are reading the Quran to show to the people that I am the best reader, then I deserve the best reward. And it is shirk. Because you must read the Quran for the sake of Allah, to impress, to show Allah, Allah, I am reading your book with the best ability and understanding it, so I need the reward from you. So this is a big sickness now today. All around the world, Muslim world, they make lots of Quran competition, and they are corrupting the mind of the children. They are teaching children that you have to read the Quran for the cheap prices. But we should be teaching the Quran to children that you have to read Quran to understand for the guidance, so you can go to Allah. You can be rewarded by Allah. You can be loved by Allah. So we do the reading Quran for the love of Allah, and not the children to read for the prizes. Sometimes they teach to children to learn Islamic knowledge, and then we're going to make a quiz, and when you get the quiz, you get $500. Subhanallah. So cheap. Did you learn Islam for some money, or some reward, or some gifts? No, you learned Islam for Allah. Just for the quiz making, without any reward, just like learning things, in a school or college, no problem for this. As long as no money involved, no reward involved. Or just you gathered some children and they make reading some Quran and make some nasheed without any prize, without any reward, no problem. Just for the sake of Allah. But for the contest, it is what Allah said, that they make the religion is a playing. They make the religion is like a mere playing. That is what Allah said for the disbeliever. Now I saw also one thing, something happened in Turkey, and some people in Pakistan, they copied it. What they did in Turkey, they call Al-Musalli. Al-Musalli, the one who pray. And what they say, if the child will come to masjid in the Fajr time, on time for 40 days, we'll give him a bicycle. And what happened is, children are going Fajr time, every day, every day, every day. They want to make 40 days. When they make 40 days Fajr on time, the masjid will give them cycle. Okay, that is your cycle. Subhanallah. That is orientation of shirk. Teaching children to commit shirk. You come to pray to masjid, not for Allah, but just for the bicycle. It's a very good question that we need to learn to do everything for Allah. For example, you are giving bike to the children who come to masjid to pray. If somebody come today in the masjid and they say, okay, I will go to masjid every day, how much you pay me? What you do with this person? You say, get out, we don't need your prayer. You must pray for Allah. Same thing the Imam will say, I will lead your salah every day. How much you pay me? No, we don't pay you for the leading salah. We just help you because you have no income. It's no, walang bayad sa salah. Walang bayad. Walang bayad maging imam. Because all the worship para kay Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Okay, may Allah guide us. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, Allah akbar. La ilaha illallah, Allahumma salli ala Ahmad wa ala alihi wa sallam. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina adhaban nar. Amin. Ya Allah, our Lord, give us good in this world and good in the hereafter. Save us from your anger and save us from fire. Amin. Ya Allah, be happy with us, enter us in Jannah, Firdaus in paradise, in next life forever. Amin. Ya Allah, guide us. Amin. Ya Allah, forgive us. Amin. Ya Allah, mercy on us. Amin. Ya Allah, protect us. Amin. Ya Allah, protect our children and give long life. Amin. Ya Allah, protect our children and give long life. Amin. Ya Allah, protect our children and give long life. Amin. Ya Allah, protect our children, all children and give long life. Amin. Ya Allah, we ask from you all good which your prophets and all good people they ask from you. Amin. Ya Allah, we seek your protection for all the evil from which your prophets and all good people they seek your protection. Amin. Ya Allah, accept all those you ask and you should not ask. Amin. Allah accept our dua, you ask and you should not ask. Amin. Allah accept our dua, you ask and you should not ask. Amin. Allah accept our dua, you ask and you should not ask. Amin. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sallam. ربنا تقبل منا انك انت السميع العليم وتب علينا مولانا انك انت التواب الرحيم سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين. السلام عليكم.